Is LeBron James in reality, for real, really trying to destroy the Lakers as franchise and organization? The 2024 NBA offseason is already in full swing, and all sorts of gossips, dramas, shitstorms are focused around LeBron and the Lakers. Let's try to analyze it in this video. Lakers franchise always had this tremendous skill to seduce the top talent in the league. It kinda always kept them relevant and in the conversations for potential championship winners at the end of the season. Kareem and Magic, Kobe and Shaq, Gasol, and then LeBron, who was supposed to ensure that Lakers will be relevant for at least couple of seasons. Guys, let's stop here for a while. I have to do some sort of confession to you. I might not be a biggest fan of LeBron James myself, mostly due to the way how he sometimes behaves. But in the same time, I am fully aware that he is one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and that he accomplished a lot. So I will do my best to be neutral as much as possible. And stay with me, guys. At the end of the video, I might tell you something what might shock you. If you disagree with something, let me know in the comments, please. Let's keep it as interactive as possible. And one more thing, guys. Those are my very humble beginnings on YouTube, and actually my first time in front of camera. So, forgive me my dumb look. I do imagine I might not be as charming as Jay Leno. James joined the Lakers in 2018. He was the one who was to carry the torch passed by Kobe and bring the Lakers back to relevancy. First season of Bron turned out to be rather forgettable, and Lakers proceeded to work on the roster, getting rid in the process of some young guns, who later turned out to be valuable pieces. Lakers traded Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and 4 draft picks and obtained Anthony Davis from Pelicans, who has been lured by James on multiple occasions to join him in LA. This move paid out as Lakers instantly became a major title contender and won the one and so far only ring of James' tenure. And hear me out, guys, I'm not downplaying the value of so-called bubble ring. Ring is a ring and all teams had same chances, and the Lakers were the one who grabbed it. So kudos to James and the Lakers. But the following events and what is happening with the franchise till current days is something what is concerning for NBA fans. So let's skip the 2020-21 season, where Lakers scored a disappointing first-round playoffs exit. In the 2021 offseason, Lakers acquired Russell Westbrook, and LeBron is said to have a lot with this signing, pushing team management to bring him Russ in order to form a big three in LA. James by now is known by many as LeGM due to the fact how he interferes with teams' managements in order to force his moves. And this is one of the reasons why, as mentioned, I am not a biggest fan of James. With this trade, Lakers lost Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell and KCP, and as we know, Westbrook turned out to be a total disaster. And pretty much from then till today, Lakers are rather stuck in absolute mediocrity, floating somewhere around the play-ins and trying to work their way up in playoffs. This season they ended their postseason hitting a Serbian wall again early. Hard to say what was possible if they didn't have to face Nikola in the first round. But you could say that still there might be something in this Lakers roster, and if maybe they managed to add 1 or 2 good players, veterans, with a bit of luck they could fight for the ring next season. But what happened next is maybe one of the craziest and weirdest off-seasons I have ever seen in my life from any NBA team. First thing that made many people scratch their head, Lakers were on the market looking for new coach. There had been gossips that LeBron's friend and fellow podcaster, JJ Reddick, is seriously considered, and James, supposedly, had nothing to do with it, as it seems to be perfectly normal that one of the most storied franchises considers hiring somebody with zero coaching experience, and by accident, this person is a friend of their star player, who, by accident, has a nickname LeGM. People were amused, some people were angry that James is once again forcing his moves, so the Lakers publicly lowballed Dan Harley in order to show that they are seriously searching for a good coach. But Harley declined, so JJ became Lakers head coach, as LeBron wanted. Then there was the draft night, Lakers used their first pick to get Dalton Knecht, who actually might turn out to be a great steal. And here, slowly but surely, we are getting to the major point of discussion of this draft. Bronny James. Lakers drafted LeBron's son with 55th pick, and it can be seen and judged from few angles. So first thing is, 55th pick very rarely pan out to be a good player in the NBA. Actually, they rarely manage to stay in the NBA and get any playing time at all. So we can say that from this point of view, getting a player who had as bad college career as Bronny might not be making a lot of difference. But in the same time, it is good to remind you that Manu Ginobili been drafted with 57th pick, Marc Gasol was 48th draft pick, Jokic was a 41st pick. So in theory, there is always a chance that you can find a real gem among those late picks. Then we could say, and it is reasonable, that despite the fact that Bronny was really bad and absolute non-factor in college basketball, he might be a late bloomer and might have some talent of his father. I mean, taking risk with such idea in head does not seem to be ridiculous after all. But again, when you remember that Rich Paul was saying to all teams that they should not draft Bronny, as if they do, he will go and play in Australia, we get a bit of different picture of this draft process and understand that it was all designed in order to get Bronny to LA to please James no matter what. And then if you want to add a bit of sadness and drama to the mix, there is one guy somewhere in this draft class who normally would be drafted, and maybe his life would be changed, if not Bronny and LeBron. I have to add here that people keep blabbling that the 4-year deal which Bronny got, worth $8 million, is yet another sign of nepotism and LeBron's power move. But that is not the case. Actually, that type of deal is a minimal annual salary for a 4-year contract under the 2023 CBA. So is drafting Bronny so tragically bad as so-called LeBron haters like to say? No, not at all. But does it have a negative influence on the Lakers as a franchise and organization? Unluckily it does, and let me tell you why. Lakers after draft tried to pursue some very good free agents. Actually, some of them really could move the needle for Lakers. LeBron personally was trying to lure Klay Thompson to LA, but Klay passed on his proposal and decided to go to Dallas. Apparently, stating that he believes that in Dallas he would have significantly better chances for a championship. And hard to disagree with Klay, but more players snapped Lakers. Buddy Hield, instead of LA, decided to go to Golden State. Chris Paul, who's supposed to be a buddy of LeBron, preferred to sign a deal with San Antonio Spurs. Jonas Valanciunas was yet another player on LeBron's shortlist, but he snapped Lakers and signed with Wizards. James Harden re-signed with Clippers. I used the term shortlist because LeBron's camp actually made it public that there is a shortlist of players for who LeBron would agree to take a pay cut to create a space to sign one of them and potentially compete. None of those players were interested in pairing with James in Los Angeles.
What Western Conference teams have disappointed y'all in free agency besides the Warriors? Your Lakers, you like what the Lakers are doing, Mike?
Well, they ain't done nothing yet. Honestly.
That's kind of why they've been disappointed.
Yeah,
they struck out on every name that they wanted.
Yep.
In 2024, Lakers became a team where no free agents want to go and no good coaches are willing to take a head coaching job. You do not have to be a hater of LeBron to clearly see that something is not right. That for people outside of LA, Lakers are clearly rather a toxic place to be. Usually playing for Lakers and working for this organization was like a pinnacle of your career. Yes, that is a fact that, for example, Kobe for a large part of his career was also seen as a problematic and demanding teammate, but it never got to such level as now. So no impactful free agents joined the Lakers, leaving them with trades as only chance to meaningfully improve the roster. To make things more problematic, LeBron failing to acquire any player of his shortlist, demanded and signed a humongous 2-year contract worth $104 million, being 39 years old. This move and contract pretty much ensures that Lakers will not be a relevant team at least as long as LeBron is there with that type of deal. To sum it up for you guys, is LeBron hurting the Lakers? He is, or at least he ensured this offseason that they have no chances for contention in foreseeable future. Being seen as a coach killer, a teammate who can throw you under the bus like he did with Westbrook, having a powerful impact in head office, getting his son on board, getting his buddy as a head coach. It kinda does give red lights to players and coaches who might have considered working for Lakers. You just don't know what can happen to you when you join the Lakers, and surely you do not currently treat Lakers as serious organization. Now from the other side, why I think that LeBron James handled so nonchalantly this offseason. He won whatever he could. He has multiple rings. He is seen as one of the best players ever. He is at the twilight of his career. He probably knows and understands that it is done, and he is riding towards the sunset. It is what it is. He achieved a lot and had amazing career. On top of that, he got his son to play next to him. Why is he so pushy and overprotective with Bronny? Do you remember the story how his life started? How he was homeless and was moving with his poor mother from home to home, looking for a shelter and help, that he grew up without a father. I think that this is the answer why LeBron said, "Fuck it all, I want my son to have best experience." And he just did that. He won in life. I have to say it, James won in life. But is it currently good for the Lakers? Not really. Franchise seems to be extremely dysfunctional and under very poor leadership. And it is deterring other good players from the team. At least we are to witness something we never seen, a father and son sharing basketball court. And to be honest, knowing how LeBron's life started, I do not blame him so much and really try not to hate so much on him, as hard as it is sometimes. I give him a pass with Bronny and try to think of it this way. He did what probably every single one of us would want to do and try to do, having a chance to play alongside your son. Stay with me guys, like, comment and subscribe and help me to grow the channel. It gives me boatloads of satisfaction. See you next time.